Hey guys, and welcome to Formula Party. A quick intro to my new channel. This is a place where I'll cover all things F1 and talk about this side of the motorsport world. I love Formula 1 and I spend most of my time talking about it. Most of the time nonsense, but I'd love to immerse myself into the community even more nonetheless. This week we're in Montreal at the circuit Nicolas Latifi. It's about time the GOAT got the recognition he deserves. RIP. Jokes aside, let's focus on the drama, and there was enough of it this weekend. Although Mohammed bin Sulayem is trying his hardest to make the FIA a dictatorship and Formula One all about him, a lot of the pre-race chatter concerned Max and his antics at the Spanish Grand Prix, his best friend George Russell, and the amount of points Max has on his license. Max's behaviour at the previous race means he's on 11 points in the 12-month period after picking up 3 points in Spain, making him yet another sporting entity finding it easier to pick up 3 points than Man United did last season. Wrong sport, and the less said about it, the better. Max topped P1. Charles got up close and personal with the barriers, seeming to become his main rival again, apart from himself when the Ferrari car looks good, and subsequently transformed his SF25 into a crumpled scrap of carbon fibre and Ferrari Constructor Championship dreams. Williams finished FP1 within a tenth of Max, solidifying their strong trajectory, with head honcho James Vowles to be given a lot of credit for this turnaround, himself sacrificing Captain America to bring his team forward. Another legend that doesn't get enough of a mention in this sport. RIP. Second practice begun with Lance Stroll doing Lance Stroll things, after the Canadian driver put himself under the knife straight after the Spanish Grand Prix to be ready for this race. 10 minutes into FP2, and the entirety of his left front geometry was dragging along the floor of the circuit Nicolas Latifi. A real tribute. Speaking of crashes, remember Charles in FP1? That incident means he sat this one out. Probably best for Lewis Hamilton, his teammate, ahead of qualifying, because given the quali head-to-head this season, Lewis needs all the advantage he can get, because it's not looking good, brev. McLaren carried on in the same vein as FP1, refusing to drive the track layout, just like a certain Alex Albon, and instead creating their own corners. A bit surprising given their dominance so far this year, but at least it's shaping up to be quite a race this weekend, so far. The real shock came in FP2 when George Russell and Kimi Antonelli took their Mercedes to light up the timesheets, the former becoming somewhat of a Montreal mercenary searching for his second pole at this track. FP3 started with Piastri showing his eagerness to be included in the Wall of Champions here, making contact on the exit of the final corner, leaving a piece of his MCL 39 as an offering to the F1 gods. Hulkenberg followed suit, adding a pirouette to his showing in front of the Wall of Champions, making little contact, but it is important to remember that he is driving a green tractor, so this won't be as enticing to the F1 gods as Oscar. Lando and Leclerc did find themselves this session, with Charles making it back onto the track and Lando topping the timesheet, P1 and 2 respectively. In qualifying, it was George Russell who stunned the paddock with a brilliant lap in the conditions to take pole, his first of the season. Verstappen lined at P2, Piastri P3, and rookie Kimi Antonelli in an incredible P4. The top 10 was tight. Although Ferrari did struggle to hook it up when it counted, Leclerc impeded on his final flying lap, which he believes robbed him of a fair shot at pole. Q1 started with another Williams misdemeanor. This time, it was the right side of Albon's FW47 leaving the scene, flying off the car, and spraying itself over the circuit. The Williams engineers pulling off a masterpiece rebuild, getting the car back out for the rest of quali. The Sky commentators did offer some insightful punditry on this incident, adding that he will have lost some downforce and performance from this, since his engine cover wasn't attached to the car. Russell dropping his now infamous, "I've got a few more points on my license to play with," seemingly confirming in everyone's mind that himself and Max would only let one of them come out of turn 1 in one piece. But Papa Max has turned a new leaf, calmer, sharper, but still racing as hard as he ever would. Come race day, the tension was sky high. Russell nailed the start and kept Verstappen at bay into turn 1, reacting quickest of the two at lights out and getting a good launch. Antonelli showed no rookie nerves and jumped Piastri early on. The opening laps were clean, apart from Albon, again, deciding that the corner wasn't really his style, and almost picking up a bowling strike and knocking out all of his midfield rivals. God knows how he didn't end in a crash, but good on him. Lewis managed to pick up some damage early on, supposedly being as a result of plant-based Hamilton splattering a groundhog all throughout his underfloor. The majority of laps 1 through 66 were absolutely boring, Although mid-race, we saw some intense midfield action, with Alonso making his Aston Martin dance through traffic. Hamilton and Leclerc were in no man's land again, while Norris and Piastri edged closer to the podium fight. But then, disaster. On lap 67, Norris channeled his inner Senna, but instead did go for a gap that didn't exist. Dived down the inside of his teammate Piastri, collided with the Australian's rear tyres, and then Lando went and banged his car against Leclerc's best friend, the wall, until his MCL39 couldn't take anymore, and seemingly taking both McLarens out of the podium battle. A safety car was deployed, setting up a potential grandstand finish. Or did it? Side note here, surprisingly for Lando, in the heat of battle, he managed to realise it was his own doing and took full responsibility. Growth. Making his way onto the 2025 Top 10 Moments of Respect montage. What a legend. With just a few laps left, it was Russell leading Verstappen behind the safety car to the end. Max pushed hard, even overtaking George behind the safety car, but the safety car stayed out and ensured that Russell took the win. A massive moment for Mercedes, and the new race winner this season. Behind them, Kimi Antonelli sealed his first F1 podium, becoming the third youngest podium finisher in history. In the championship, Oscar Piastri still leads with 198 points despite the seeming McLaren meltdown. Norris stays second, while Verstappen and Russell tighten the gap. In constructors, McLaren still leads, but Mercedes is surging, Ferrari's dropped down, and I can't dare to think how much worse it's going to get for them, because eventually Yuki may pick it up, and Red Bull Racing will start catching those ahead. That was my race review of the Canadian Grand Prix. What did you think of the race? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is Formula Party. See you in the next one.